Hello, beautiful. This is such a new setting. I love this. Oh my God, look at the hair. She's hairing today. Ahem. Hello, stunning, amazing, masterful beings. This is a very different setting today. I have my door open so my master roommate can hear. And also, I felt like coming on here. I had a great day. We all had a great day. I have my blanket on because no one wants to see just plain leg. But today we're going to be talking about something that I am really excited about because I say this every time. I'm always excited. But because I think that it's very, very, very relevant. Oh my God, I said this last video too. They're all fucking relevant. Anyways, we're talking about patterns. 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 Seriously, patterns. We're talking about patterns. What is a pattern? Well, give you an example. Let's say you had this. Oh, actually, family is very relevant. We're going to do family and we're going to do spouses or significant others. Let's say throughout your childhood, your mom's always treated you a certain way, right? And then you start to see it come on the other side. You guys work on things. She gets better. And then one thing sets you off, triggers you, and you go right back to the same thing that you were always acting before, the same way you guys were always acting before, okay? And this keeps happening, and this keeps happening, and this keeps happening, and it's 25 years later, and it's the exact same situation. Now, most people, this is why it's so relevant to talk about this. Also, by the way, guys, this will be my vision board for fun because I like putting stuff up, but I wanted the gold because gold's extra, just like me. Be extra. But with the manifestation population, people may tell you like, oh, it's karma, or it's just how it is. It's like they came to teach you a lesson in life that's relevant, so you have to play out the lesson. No, it's because you keep recreating it. You're in a pattern. You're on the hamster wheel. You're forgetting who you are. And in terms of the relationship with this person, you keep deeming that it's the same way. And it's sneaky. It's a sneaky little fucker because it may come in as a creep of like, oh no, I'm affirming that, this person, everyone always treats me great, right? Okay, so let's say now you're affirming everyone always treats you amazingly, but you also have this underlying story that this specific person doesn't treat you amazing. If you don't address that and change that, then it's not going to change, okay? So you could still have, you could think you have an insane self-concept, but then regarding this person, that's the concept of self, or that's the concept of how you are treated related to others is a specific way because you keep saying that. Oh, just this relationship. Hey, listen, by the way, I absolutely am guilty of this. Okay. This is why I'm talking about this, because I've had situations with certain family members where I'm doing all this work, quote unquote work, to know who I am and I am all that is and blah, 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 blah. But then guess what I did? I bitched and complained. Oh, they acted that way. Of course, they're always the same. And I have to see them better. And I just kept doing that same, I thought I was high and mighty because I was seeing them better, but I wasn't because I was still affirming them the same way. If you're not completely 1,000,000% all in, convicted on that new story, and you catch yourself bitching and complaining and you catch yourself stating that they're a certain way, then you are not changing at all. It's going to show up the same way. And let's say you're in a relationship, okay? You're with the specific guy. It's been years on and off and on and off. And they come back slightly changed and they go back. And they come back slightly changed and they go back. That's you. That's you. Plain and simple. And it's nothing wrong with that. It's just now, what do you actually want? And going forward, what are you really going to do about this? Are you going to stay the exact same and then lie to yourself and think that your concept of self is so freaking amazing, but then when it's relating to specific people, it's absolutely trash? Then you're going to absolutely outpicture this over and over and over and over again. And guess what? It's going to come back, just my last video, like I said, different mask, same situation, different mask, different face, different person, same mask even, but obviously different versions of them all the time. Same pattern. And you know what? I love the people who teach this. I always shout out certain people like Zachary Hickety, Power by Am, Eric, there's a few that I'm like, you guys inspire me because you're telling the absolute 100% truth with no sugarcoating, no weird like technique vibes. It's just who you are. And I know this works, okay? It works. If you, and this is I'm going to be so real. If you spend years doing this work and you've changed a lot, okay, like you've seen a massive change in your life, but this one specific area in your life hasn't changed, you're still the exact same. Your consciousness is the same. It's projecting the same. Breaking it down to every single video I've created so far, they're all going to be very like, it's all the same. It's just different ways of talking about it. But you cannot serve two masters. So who is the master you're serving? Are you serving the same relationship pattern? Or are you going to serve actually fulfilling and knowing that you only are treated this way, and in relation to the specific person that you've had a pattern with, you're seeing it differently now? Because if you're condemning them, you're judging them, you're hurting yourself. If you're saying they're always rude to you and bitching and complaining, they don't have their life together. And listen, I've been here with exes where you say to yourself, oh, like, they're probably not doing that good. Oh no, why would you even say that? Like, why do you want them to not do good? You're inviting not good into your reality. They're your source. You want the best for everyone. You want the best for yourself. And clearly that's showing you that you're still not quite over it. Your ego's still hurt, because wouldn't you want them to thrive if you're quote unquote moved on? I just don't understand that concept. I don't get why people want, well, I get it. It's just a reality, but seriously, like, you're just hurting yourself. Okay. So right now, I guarantee if you look in your life, there's specific patterns. And now patterns are also good too. Like, there could be good patterns. Obviously, a pattern of everyone treating you with respect, a pattern of always getting free coffee. That's a pretty amazing, freaking awesome pattern. But if there's something that you're like a little sticky, crunchy about, and you're thinking to yourself, oh, this doesn't seem so good, I don't really want this in my reality. Well, then what's the pattern there? What's the underlying story? Like, what do you keep saying to yourself? You'll know. Give me a second for this coconut water. So good. Coconut, lemon, ginger. What was first was rampage, like off note, fun little ramble here. In the morning, I like to boil hot water with lemon and ginger. It just feels super loving and stunning. It doesn't really matter. It could be motor oil. It's all the same in reality, but still it's nice. Okay. So I do that, and then I drink it, then I reboil, put more water in so it stays saturated all day. Then I put it in the fridge, and then later I make it a cold concoction with coconut water to get my electrolytes, because my consciousness wants that. Anyways, so if you right now just think about an area, this is so comfy. Think about an area in your life where you're experiencing the same thing. I know for me, where I want to slap myself in the face. And you don't need to, also you don't need to keep digging. You don't need to keep finding information on this specific subject. It's not about like 4Ding it again, where you're like, I have to heal in the trauma. No. It's just about being aware, shadowing yourself of where you're consciously going all the time, and your thoughts and your feelings of the specific scenarios. So let's say you feel really good about like friends treating you amazing, but then you seem to have coworkers not treat you well. Well, then what's the story there? Is it like, I never have a good work experience, coworkers suck? Well, then change that and say, no, I mean, I'm all that is, and people treat me amazing. My coworkers love me. Everyone worships me. It's plain and simple. And also, I want you to think about it this way. When you think to yourself, oh, that's narcissistic, there's a very big difference. Okay, true narcissism, that we're not going into that, but that's very different than being empowered and knowing who you are. And also, if you're saying that people are worshiping you and idolizing you in a good way of consciousness, then you're actually inviting that in for someone else to experience the same for them, because in their reality, they're going to be idolized and worshiped too. It's the same, because it's your primary consciousness where you're experiencing that. You're accessing a version where they're experiencing that too. Don't you want that? for other people. So when you say, I am powerful, I am God, I'm whole, I'm amazing, you're speaking truth, and you're allowing truth to be resonating through the web, the collective, whatever you want to call it, for other people to experience too. So when you see someone thriving, they're thriving in your reality. When you see them not thriving, you're choosing to see them not thriving, and then now you're not thriving because you're going to invite that in. I'm telling you. And it's so true. Like, you know, I used to have friends where they would always say, why does this always happen to me? Crazy shit always happens to me. Horrible stuff always happens to me. Well, lo and behold, every time we were together, what would happen with them? Crazy stuff, weird, unexplainable things that only happen to that person. Like, just weird scenarios that honestly aren't even favorable. And guess what? I was in that story with them. I invited them with me. One day I woke up and realized, I keep saying the same thing. It's kind of fishy that I keep experiencing the same. Maybe I'm going to change that. Change that. No longer experience weird stuff. Because let me tell you, I had weird stuff happen to me in my undergrad. I created that. And then what ended up happening was these friends kind of eventually just faded out of my life. But I saw them thriving for sure. But naturally in consciousness, when you're changed, you're only going to allow in a certain state of being, because that's reflecting your state of being. So if I'm in the state of being that only amazing things work out for me, I'm not going to have people around me that are saying that stuff never works out for them, because I'm not inviting that in. If I keep saying that, then sure, then I'm going to have the same friends and scenarios with that. But when I change that, I'm not going to have that anymore. I'm only going to experience amazingness because I claimed that to be so only for me. So patterns are tricky. Because if you're caught in the pattern, you actually are believing that this is true, that it's outside of you. But when you take a great big look from a third party perspective, you being the third party, obviously, because your consciousness is overseeing everything like a bird's eye view, you will absolutely understand and come to realize that that is a pattern that was reflected from you. And then you're going to say, oh, I get it now. Okay. Time to sweep that under the rug. We're done. Okay, we're moving on. So yeah, I just wanted to come on here and make this kind of a little bit short-ish, simpler than I think my videos now around the same time, but sometimes I'm going to go over when I really feel like I need to. But I was really consciously aware of these patterns for me today, and where I have to honor and take ownership for changing them, not being upset and freaking out, because that's not helping either. But changing it from the perspective of, this is no longer what I'm wanting to experience in consciousness. Now that will exist somewhere else, but this new version of me wants to experience this specific set of beautiful things in consciousness. So when you start to claim that, you cannot say what you used to say before. So if you have a good relationship now with people in your life, don't go talk shit about people behind your back that are now showing up that specific way because you keep talking shit about them. Take ownership for that. Now, you don't have to have them in your life. You can lovingly see them out of your reality, but you'll do that by saying, I only have aligned people in my reality. I only experience what I want in my reality. The rest, leave it to God. You don't need to do anything else. Leave it to the God within you that knows exactly what to do to allow everything to move into its place. And if it's showing up in your face, like screaming at you, now you're like with the person that you absolutely cannot stand before, just go within. Trust me, like if you really know this is a video game, and I'm saying this for me too, if you really know it's a video game, someone could be like screaming at you in your face, or a bill can slap you and you just know that's not real, and you just kind of chuckle, or you look at it like, wow, I see it so clearly from where this came from. And I'm good now. And it's just the practice of that, because sometimes it can be a little bit weird when you're telling yourself that you are abundance, and then all of a sudden, like, all this money's seemingly coming out of your account, but it's really not. And when you stay there and you feel that, I felt that on the way back home. I did my little walking meditation, and I saw right through this reality from the reality I wanted. And it's just the practice of doing that. Like if I look at my hand right now and I see a different color, or I see like a stamp on my hand, I can truly see that. I can see it. You can see it. Try it. Now get really good at just like thinking over, seeing over, feeling over. Okay? And it's not that you need to, it's not about visualizing and feeling, otherwise it won't happen. You command it. But sometimes it's fun to command it in a way of like you're facing it, the reality, but you're seeing right through the reality because you know the truth. That's very empowering. So practice that. When you look in the mirror and let's say you're faced with like an unwanted physical appearance at this current state of consciousness because you've created that, I'm going to do this with you guys. See through it. Be like, ha ha ha, that's so funny. That's not me. I don't know what that is, but I don't have to hide from it. Oh, by the way, be very careful with the manifestation coaches that tell you to literally hide and never look in a mirror and like run past it. What, are you just never going to look in a mirror for the rest of your life? I mean, if you want to live that way, absolutely great. But like if you're putting on a winged liner and you want to look in the mirror and now you're triggered because you're not knowing how to look in the mirror, then you really need to address that. You're running because you don't know who you are. Face it. This is something I went through a big period of this, okay? Not fun. Not fun. So anyways, love you guys. I want you to even like comment who you are from the state of knowing who you are. Comment that good pattern that you're experiencing because you are experiencing it now. Say, I'm always loved. I'm always treated with respect. I always have my bills paid for. It's weird. It's like I don't even have bills. And then I just get money every time like I'm seemingly paying a bill. I just like get $15 million. It's kind of crazy. And then if you feel called to reach out to me, the description below has all the information. You don't need it. You're a queen and a king, okay? Thank you guys.